Hey there. Ha ha, good morning. Happy Saturday. Wow. What a beautiful day to be alive. Ha ha. I'm having fun this morning. Wow. There's been a firestorm out there, and it's been a good fire, a cozy one, a campfire, a group hug. It's been really marvelous. And I'm just so happy to be here. Oh man, what a week. Oh, what a life. What a day. Beingness is so rewarding. I don't even know where to really begin, man. This whole week has just been like so full, so amazing. Since last Saturday, I've had, the privilege of two people visiting me. Jeffrey came and visited me. He brought me that freezer, which is awesome. Filled with my pea, if you happen to see the pea soak or an oracle. It's awesome. It really is awesome. And wow, I just feel so renewed and so, I don't know, regenerated. Every day just gets brighter and better. Now, here's a thought, okay? Now, I've been having some computer meltdown shit. Big surprise, but I had a shout out from one of my YouTube subscribers. And he's actually an IT guy, and he's going to help me. And so that's going to happen later today or tomorrow. And that's why I did the program yesterday on Cayce Kaban. Now that confused a lot of people, but it was the only way I could broadcast, so I could bring him in on the phone. And then this morning I recognized that I could use my phone and do this show on WEEDU SHIVAMBU. So it appeared to me. And so I trusted and allowed. And so, blam, there it is. So my computer things are going to get worked out. And that's going to happen. There's so much love out there in the world. And I just appreciate it. I receive it. I celebrate it. I embrace it. There's just a huge cycle of love. Know this. It's there for everybody's access. Everybody. Once you get your mind, full of love, let go of fear, let go of hate, let go of shame, jealousy, guilt, condensation. Once you let go of all that shit and just stream love, 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 peace, love, and give it away and be willing to receive it. Keep that cycle churning. It's all cyclomatic, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Now, I want to share some things with people today. Now, I got a lot on my mind. This morning I woke up to find that Monica Shoot put a meme together of me and put it all over the place like the Miracle Man. Imagine that. I was just like, wow, good morning. It's great. And I so love her. Monica and I are really dear friends, and we share a lot of love together, and I so love her and adore her and appreciate her, and we are just constant, supportive cheerleaders for each other. And so that was a big surprise. And it's just been amazing how much that one meme has churned up, man, all over the place. I was just like, wow, I've been busy on my computer all morning just responding. And I like that. There's a lot of love out there. And I've had to go through a lot of processes. Now, some people, you know, if you're paying attention, you know, I'm pretty straight about shit. You know, I'm honest about how my life rolls. Now, I put a lot of miles down. You know, I've done an awful lot of travel. I put my body under a lot of duress. I just road travel. I was eating anything. I was eating a lot of things that I wouldn't normally eat. You know, I've been basically a vegan for, you know, almost 4 years. But I was eating fish and chicken, and I mean, yeah, I was doing all sorts of things that I would normally not do. I was smoking a lot of cigarettes. I was drinking my fair share of alcohol. I was doing all sorts of things that, generally speaking, I've kind of let go of. But I also recognize, and this is something I want to share today. I think this is important, really important, because there's a lot of consideration and concern about what we do, about what we eat, what we think, how it affects our pee, all that. Well, I want to assure you, in my experience, trust your own experience. I'm sharing mine, okay? It doesn't seem to matter what I do. Pee's working. I seem to be getting younger. I don't know, it's like a Benjamin Button thing. I don't know how this works exactly, but it's crazy cool to me. So the reason I'm sharing this is that I want to assure people you have to trust your own experience. Certainly gather advice, gather knowledge. Take in all this information. And then do your own homework. Do your own process. Take every moment as your own. Don't allow other people's input, judgment, and considerations weigh in on your own experience, because from my perspective, I consider that to be foolish. That's just my perspective. Now, a lot of people like to argue about this stuff, about the correct diet, you know, about this water, about salt, about this, that, and the other. Me personally, I think it's all about what you think. I don't think it's so much about what you're eating. I think it's what's eating you. What is eating you? More people will disease from what they think than what they eat. Believe that? That's knowledge. Now, I had an interview with John Trammell yesterday. Wow, was that off the hook? Oh man, is that guy crazy cool. I love John. And we got into some pretty deep rabbit holes yesterday, no doubt. We were tripping. But he brought up some interesting points. That the ratio between people that have had root canals and heart attacks, data, science, proven. Interesting. Interesting. Now, people think, okay, well, how long should I age it? What is age? Should I rub? Should I drink? Should I enema? Should I this? Should I? Don't fucking worry about the shoulds. Don't trip on that. Do your own research. Experience your own life. Nobody got you as fucked up as you are without any... You did it on your own, okay? So, what's it going to take to unfuck ourselves? I don't know. I'm working on fucking myself. That's all I'm working on. Now, here's a prime example. Now, I had several bad hair days. It's been in the 90s here. Actually, today we had morning thunder showers. It's actually been cool and breezy. I got a free car wash. You know? And so I had too many bad hair days. And I started realizing I wanted to go back to the beginning. I decided that I was a baby again. I'm sitting in my little tub. I'm soaking myself. I'm loving myself. And I'm recognizing myself as the beautiful, pure, essential being of beingness. I'm restoring my health. I'm reversing my aging. And I couldn't be happier. Now, I recognize my hair were receptors. They are receptors. But in the real, true light of the Buddhism, it's about that suffering. And you keep removing the receptors in order to accept and receive the new blessing. I recognized this. So I embraced it. So yesterday morning, my monies finally came in, and I have a stipend. It's not much. I'd driven my car like 6,000 miles. That was after my van melted down. But the car I have now, I drove 6,000 miles basically with like the rear brakes shot and an exhaust leak. So yesterday, before noon, out of my stipend, I spent 3/4 of the money I got yesterday in my bank account to fix the brakes, replace drums, put on tires, pay my phone bill, all this stuff. Now, did I trip on that? No. Now, my car has brakes. That's good news. You know, here's something I realized. You know, when I had the van, the more I pressed the gas, the more the vehicle was dying. I wasn't moving forward. So I ended up letting go of the van, and I got this car, and the more I pressed the gas, the more I was moving forward. Just don't hit the brakes. Don't look back. Just don't hit the brakes. But now I have brakes. That's a good thing. I have to wait to get the exhaust leak fixed. That's just more money, more money, more money. But, you know, money comes and goes. It's just a flow. It's an energy field. We talked about that yesterday, John and I, you know, about the whole barter, about the whole system. You know, the system's set up in measurement to judge us of our worthiness. And success and wealth is all measured by money, which is totally fiat and has no measurement at all based on anything real. It's a rigged game. So what are you really worth? What's your true wealth? What is your measurement of success? What would qualify you to look in the mirror and go, you're on, you're happening, you're successful, your measurement of wellness and beingness and health measures it all. Me, I'm okay with that story. I am. I'm just okay with it. I don't measure I've had successful careers. I've had $250,000 a year businesses. I've owned several businesses. I've had 3 corporations under my name. Does that make me who I am? No way. That is so far from who I am. Who I was, I don't even know who that person is. I don't even know who that person is anymore. It's just somebody I used to know. I'm so happy. I am happy. Now, how did I get this way? How did I get to be so happy and quit being so angry and belligerent and, you know, running around beating people over the head with bannerisms and ideologies that were just to prove how fucking smart I am? P. It's really true. P P. That's what broke me through. P broke me through all of that angst, all that anger, all of that limitation, all that determination to prove myself right. I don't have to prove shit. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Not required. Not required. I just have to accept it myself, and this is what I encourage you to consider. Quit letting others' opinions and judgments determine your thinking. It's not healthy. Not healthy. Now, this is the crux. Most people are way more concerned about what other people think than what their own thinking is. That's curious, but that's conditioning. We were guided to do this. This was our initiation, our indoctrination, our education, and as long as you followed the rules, do what you were told, march in line, then you wouldn't make waves. But if you were a daydreamer, if you actually had critical thinking, creative thinking, if you were doing things a little differently, that actually you were drawing outside the lines, you were considered a problem. Look at how many children are on Ritalin and other psychotrops. You know, I mean, they're being fed all of these poisons because they actually have an imagination. That's just the truth. This is the world we live in. If you think for yourself, you're a problem. Oh, that person has a thought, an idea. They're questioning authority. What is wrong with that person? Yeah. What's wrong with that person is what's exactly right about that person. Might you be that person? Is it possible that you're the person that you dreamed about? The one that was just open-hearted, open-minded, creative, a dancer, a singer, a musician, an artist. Someone that had all of this inspired idea. But somebody came along and said, poo-poo on you. You can't sing, you can't dance. Why don't you get a life? Why don't you get a job? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Ask yourself that. Who do you think you are? I don't give a shit what others think. Not that I don't love people. I just don't give a shit what they think. Because they're going to think what they think regardless of what I think, especially about me. Now that's a mantra. I can repeat that. I could say that 100 times in a row. Because I've repeated it 1,000,000 times in my life. Because, well, that's the way I roll. That's the way I live. I understand that concept. And I don't argue with myself about that concept. I really do not give a fuck what people think. Especially about me. At all. Now, I understand when people do. Oh, my family, my kids, my wife, my husband, my father, my boss, the people at church, the whatever. Are they running your life? You have to give that consideration. They might be running your life. That's just something to consider. I don't know if I ever really trusted or allowed someone else to actually run my life. Now, I've been under really demonstrative characters, lots of them, that were obsessed with control mechanisms. And their need for control far exceeded my desire to respond, which actually pisses them off even more than you can imagine. Because when people want an answer now, and you answer their question with another question, just makes them more angry. But am I the one actually making anybody angry? No. People are angry because they're angry. And they're just looking for people to roll into their tarmac so they can take off on them. They want to mud wrestle. They want to punch it out. They want to press a point. And that's all their shit. It's all about them. It's really not about me. I've been under attack. I've been in pain. I've done my own suffering. I understand these concepts. I am not foreign to any of these ideas. But you know what? I'm a happy camper. Ha ha, I am. I soak in like glorious HP. This little freezer thing is off the hook. It's duplicatable. Trust me, it's duplicatable. These old most appliances anymore are obsolete when they go out. But by the time you have the receipt, they're obsolete. They're designed that way. They're designed to just fall apart. Refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, fans, cars. That's consumerism. They want to replace it with a new idea. Anybody who buys into that iPhone idea, wow, what an investment that is. Got to have the newest, biggest, largest, fastest, more improved. Really? Is that going to make you bigger, smarter, faster, larger? I don't think so. But that's my perspective. A smartphone will not make you smarter. It will not make you smarter. Just because you're clever enough to have Google or Wikipedia to get an answer real quick because somebody's going to stump you, this does not make you smart or intelligent. What happens when your phone goes dead? Where's your answer now? Hello. You got to do a little more homework than that, Holmes. That's the way it rolls. So if you want to improve your outlook, you want to be smarter, I suggest drink your pee. It works. You know, it starts freeing up the mind. It starts liquidating, you know, all your joints, you know, your glands, your pineal, pituitary, all of these things start becoming more natural. They start becoming what they were designed to be, liquid in form. Now, we're all electromagnetic energy fields, primarily water, which makes us conduits. So when you put this into real physiological frame and understand that we're just receiving instruments, we can receive as well as broadcast. Imagine all of this being calcified and crystallized into crunchy instead of liquid, which it is supposed to be by design. Give that some thought. Give that some consideration. And then you think I'm crazy because I drink my pee. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. People thought I was crazy before. They think I'm crazier now. But I look at them With a lot of empathy, I do. I look at how limited the capacity is for the common, to comprehend how to actually become free. To become free in their thought, their experience, their lives. It's really hard to fathom this stuff. Because ownership comes with a lot of obligation. Now, I don't care if it's the car, the business, the home, all these things. Do you own them or do they own you? Do your possessions, do you really own them? Do you really experience them? Do you really enjoy them? Is this something that's really making you, you? Are you becoming more of a beautiful person because of the things you have? Me, I don't think so. I don't think that measures up to anything at all. Because when you strip all that away, what do you got? Who are you being? Not what you're doing, not what you're having, not your titles, not your trophy wife, your car, your shoes, and all that shit. I mean, who are you being? Can you actually qualify yourself in a realm that you can look in the mirror and go, I'm okay with me. I'm really okay with me. Not many people can do this. I don't know why. I don't know. I struggled with it myself. I know better now. I have no trouble being me. I just don't have any trouble doing it. It's actually really relieving that I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Not from my perspective. What do I got to prove? Nothing. I get up every day. I do my life. I shit in an outhouse. That's what I do. I don't have any running water. I got a free car wash because we had thunder showers. That's crazy cool. I pulled my car out, rolled up the windows, and put it out there, knowing that I was going to get a free car wash. I didn't even have to go and support the Boys and Girls Club or the high school volleyball team. I just pulled it out, rolled up the windows. Clean car. Because I live in an area where I have to drive 6 miles on gravel roads, and it has been brutally hot, brutally. And it's just June 2nd. Yesterday it was 96 degrees, hot, humid, sweaty, and I'm okay with that. I'm actually in preparation for being tropical. With all the bugs and stuff. Now, here's another thing about the bugs, okay? Now, I shaved my hair yesterday morning. I went into a barber shop, cost me $10, and I said, I just want to start over. They said, well, I said, I want to buzz. Well, how far? I said, closest you can take it. And the woman who did it, she goes, well, that's as much as I can do without pulling out a razor. I said, cool. Here, keep $2 for yourself. Thank you very much. I was in and out of the chair in 10 minutes. It was, it was almost just shy of like going into the military, like in, it was just like that. But you know what? It felt really good. My hair grows. My hair is not me, although it's a good receptor. It's not about image for me. It's really not. I mean, people go, why do you always wear orange? What, do you just get out of prison? I'm not in any prison. I'm not shackled by anything. Piss is bliss. I live in that paradigm. I wear orange because it's vibrational, super high vibrational. For me, it always makes me feel good. That's why I wear my blue blockers. I love my orange sunglasses. Doesn't matter. It always looks sunny in my world. It always feels that way to me. Always. I don't have a bleak image. I used to. I used to bitch and moan and complain. I actually focused on my pain and misery. And guess what I got as a result? More pain, more misery. I would complain about my neck, my back, my arthritis, my aches and pains. I focused on it, I talked about it, and I just kept regenerating it. Until I started recognizing that I was looking in the wrong direction. Whatever I was thinking about, I was bringing about. I was making it more real. So it's something to consider. Now, like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, it doesn't seem to matter what I do anymore. It just doesn't. But I am working towards being actually cleaner all the way. Simply, adjusting back to basically a 1 meal a day fruitarian, being a breatharian to a certain degree. These are things of my interest and focus, direction I'm heading. But more importantly, what I said at the beginning is that I was eating, drinking, smoking, I was doing all these things and put 7,000 miles on my car and travel in 4 weeks. Now you'd think that I'd look like shit by now. I think I look pretty good. All things considered, I feel like, I don't know. I feel fine. And the point I want to make is that whatever your experience is your experience. You got to trust your own experience. Mine is mine. I'm living a vida loco. And my life is a crazy life. It's just a crazy life. Now, I realize there's very few people that could do what I do, live the way I live, travel the way I travel, hook up with peeps all over the place, live in a trailer, no water in, no energy, there's very few people that could make this lifestyle choice and make it work for them. I understand that. But I can live with really nothing, no thing. Like I said, I've had corporations, I've had businesses, I've had all the housefuls of furniture, wives, kids. I've had all of these things. But really I'm happiest with no thing. Nothing. I'm really happiest that way. I live real simple. And I drink my pee. Ha! And I've been peeing like a racehorse this morning, I swear to God. I've almost filled a gallon since I went to bed last night. Almost a gallon now. In 12 hours. Now, I don't know what your body does. I don't know how your body works. But I'm learning about mine all the time. All the time. Now, I called up my friend Jeff. And I called up my friend Roz when I was sitting in the freezer. And it keeps my pee cold. It's really on a hot day. It's very refreshing. Originally, I thought I'd have it as a hot tub, but it actually is more refreshing, having it kept cool. So I called Jeff to thank him. because it was very thoughtful of him to bring me this freezer, and it was his idea, not mine. And I thought, wow, this is a brilliant idea. Good job, bro. But then I called my friend Roz, and I said, Roz, I'm sitting in my little pool of pee. And the reason I am is because you inspired me. She's the one who gave me the idea in the first place, because she was telling me about how she filled her bathtub. And that she was just like luxuriating in a bathtub full of HP, like on a regular basis. I thought, and that's crazy cool. That's crazy cool. So I wanted to thank her. I wanted to acknowledge her. And so we talked for a while. So things that I'm going to be sharing soon. Now, why did I collect all that pee and age it? I had over 60 gallons. I actually have 18 of them over in Virginia, where I'm going to do the retreat at Nancy's property, sitting in the barn, still breathing. Because I actually intend to kind of reproduce this example. It's not an experiment. Not at all. This is a process. And I'm showing how this process works. And I'm doing it for the first time myself. So, I'm learning and sharing at the same time. So I showed how you can pour all the pee in the pool, soak in your own urine. And I retained the ormus. Now I have that collecting in, well, 4 gallons right now, where it's resettling. Now, what Roz told me, she says at this point, what you want to do is siphon it, not pour it. I thought, okay, that makes sense. Don't let it disrupt or disturb the bottom end. So I'm going to be doing this soon. Actually, my very next Orin Oracle video is going to be about what to do with the ormus and how it works. Now, she is my mentor, so I give her all the credit. I didn't invent any of these ideas. I don't know that she really did. She just knows, and she shares. So I utilize this information because she's been doing this a long, long time. So, I intend to absolutely recreate my teeth using ormus in a gum stimulation. So once I get to the ormus and get it down to its real refinement, I'm going to make a paste. The paste is going to actually be made up of refined, crushed, natural organic eggshell and my own ormus. And I'm going to put that stuff on a brush. I'm going to make it a paste, and I'm going to brush my gums regularly. And as the Chinese scientists have proven, you can regenerate and regrow your teeth with urine stem cell enzyme. Pretty cool, huh? Proven. Not hypothetical. Proven. So, that's what I intend to do. Now I'm going to share the process. I'm just giving you a couple of highlights about what I'm about to do next. But I assure you, I'm confident, I'm totally confident that I am going to regrow my teeth. I have no consideration other than that. I'm getting younger. I'm going to start growing new baby teeth. I'm just going to start growing new baby teeth. Now that's pretty far fucking out. A lot of people can't wrap their head around things like this. I can. I'm totally down. I know I can do it. Now, how long will this take? I have no idea. Does it really matter? It took me a lifetime to absolutely, totally screw myself on my dental. My gums fell apart. My teeth fell out. I had them yanked out. They just, my mouth fell apart over time. I used to get so many gum infections. And I've had conversations with people this morning with that thing where they had paralysis and they were having gum infections. They were having all sorts of these things, but they swished. They didn't have to have their root canals reversed. They didn't have to have all these things because they were swishing and pulling their pee in their mouth and totally transformed. Now, had I known this 20 years ago about year in therapy, I would have probably not lost any of my teeth. More than likely, I would have restored my whole gums and re-strengthened all of it. And people always comment, oh, your teeth are so beautiful. Well, thank you. I paid a lot of money for them. They actually have my name imprinted in them, so they're identifiable as my teeth. Now, they're my original teeth? No, but they're my teeth. These are the ones I wear. I don't even use them to eat. I went a year without teeth. Now, you want to exercise in humility? Let me assure you, go ahead. Give that a whirl. I was in my early 50s. No teeth for 1 year. 1 year. Before I could afford to buy another set of teeth. Because the first ones failed. I went to Mexico, they cracked. They didn't last. So 1 year without teeth. Go ahead, go shopping. Go out in the world. See what an exercise in humility really looks like. When you look like Walter Brennan on the chuck wagon, serving up the beans. That was me. But I'm really okay with it. I lived to tell. I actually learned how to eat without teeth. I still eat without teeth. I prefer it. There's something about these, apertures, plastic, whatever. They're apertures in my mouth. They kind of take away from the texture, the taste, the experience of actually eating. It just kind of distracts me from the enjoyment. So I choose. Now, is it pretty? I don't know. I don't have to look at myself eat. Somebody sitting across from me go, man, that's gross, dude. Well, oh well. Don't look. Don't watch. I don't care. But I intend to regrow my teeth. Totally. I intend to do it. How long will it take? I don't care. Doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm restoring my body. I'm recreating me. I'm pulling a Benjamin Button. I'm reversing my aging. People note it all the time. I mean, this meme that Monica put up this morning, she goes, I couldn't help myself. I hope you don't mind. I said, that's fucking far out. 65-year-old man reverses his age, da-da-da-da-da, found the fountain of youth. It seems like people got a kick out of that one. I got a kick out of it. It's hilarious. But it is true. It's what's happening. This is what's happening to me. And that's why I don't give a shit about all that other stuff. Everybody wants to argue about what's right, wrong, or indifferent, and you should do this or should do that, or this won't work, and this doesn't work, and this didn't work. Tell me your story. Don't vicariously live through everybody else's story. Learn what you can, apply what you can, trust who you are. See what happens for you, and then tell us your story. Why don't you become the new 100th monkey with the amazing testimonial about how you transformed your life because you found out that urine therapy was the shit? How cool would that be? Don't hide out. Some people just choose to hide out. And that's okay. I don't choose to hide out. I didn't choose to hide out from the very beginning. I decided I'd come out. Man, this is crazy cool stuff. Why would I want to hide this stuff? Why wouldn't I want to tell others? I don't care what people think. I didn't care what they thought before. I mean, I was a hippie. I still am. Yeah. I didn't believe that, terrorists did this or that. I didn't believe that shit. Okay? I question everything. Always have. I went vegan. I started recognizing that I wasn't in a geocentric, double helix vortex. All these things became controversial. And people want to argue about this shit. I don't want to argue about any of it. As a matter of fact, and this is a fact because it's in recording, it's out there on YouTube, so, I don't have to make any conjecture about any of it, but, there was a private conversation that was being held between two people that were having problems with the acknowledgement about the Earth model, and that it was a total distraction from the urine therapy, and that was apparently part of the demise of many relationships and certain groups, as it appears. So, where did that lead to? Well, apparently it led to one person going into a complete, just disappearing act. Another one to, being, shamed, embarrassed. But what did it prove either way? What has any of this proven to any of us? If we're not unifying, we're dividing. And divide and conquer is the rule of the land. That's how you just make it all work, man. Keep people separated, arguing among themselves, distrusting each other, making each other wrong, proving ourselves right. What the fuck? How are we ever going to get together? How are we going to get together? How are we going to unify? How are we going to do this? Me, I think it's love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. That's my point of view. Peace and love. Peace, love. That's how we unify. Quit arguing. Who cares what others think? People are going to think what they think no matter what you think, so why bother? And what difference does it make what your perspective is? Does it really matter? What your education taught you? What you think science is? Whether you think that, Chevys are cool cars or some other cars crap. I mean, who cares? Is it really going to make a difference? Whether your team wins? Who makes the better pizza? Does it really matter? I don't think so. That's my point of view. I don't think any of it matters. It doesn't really determine who we are. Not from my point of view. I accept I am a cartoon. I accept this. I'm ridiculous. I'm completely ridiculous. And I have the capacity to laugh at myself. I can't take myself any more serious than I would expect anybody else to take me serious. I'm a cartoon, man. But I see really everybody. That's how I see everybody. I see them as cartoons. I see the whole thing as a giant cartoon matrix. It's a 24/7 cartoon network that we live in. Makes it easier on me because I just choose to laugh. I think it's hilarious. Anybody who takes themselves too seriously, I'm going to poke at them. Yeah, I had a PM message, and a really delightful one, this morning with someone who initially, our first encounter was because she was offended. Couldn't watch my video because I said fucking shit and stuff. She made that clear, and I pointed it out, and I said, well, you know, if words offend you, you might want to look in the mirror. You know, it's not what I'm doing, it's what you're thinking. And we had this amazing, wonderful, delightful conversation on a PM this morning. Now, that's surrender. We both surrendered it wasn't my intent to offend her. And she accepts the fact that I had more to offer than, fuck shit. Anybody who, gets stuck at fuck shit has some homework to do. I'm very impeccable with my words, and I do it on purpose. I inflict this stuff because if people have issue with words and they get offended, they got some work to do. They just got some work to do. Otherwise, you're going to miss a lot of the show if that's where you're going to get stuck on words. That's conditioning. That's beliefs. That's a limitation from my perspective. It's just my perspective. But me, I choose fun. I just choose joy. I like to have fun. Now, some of my dear friends, and I've got several at this point, which I really embrace. We just crack each other up, man. We just have way too much fun. Because we don't take any of it too serious. We see the cartoon in ourselves and each other, and we just roll with that shit. We just have fun. And, there's one now, Glenn, I love Glenn. Glenn's a hoot, man. You don't know Glenn Dixon, it's about time you know this brother. And Peter Clayton, Jeffrey Schofield. I mean, you got to get to know some of these people. Harry Matadine. I mean, these people are hilarious. And they're so serious about not being serious that it's hilarious. And they don't care who listens. They don't care who is offended. They don't care how people react, respond, or anything. They don't care. You know what that is? That's freedom. That's total freedom. And there's freedom in Pedum. Once you get to the higher frequency, you're going to pick up different receptors. You're going to start hearing differently. I always question anybody who's that serious and significant and actually believe the bullshit they're saying. Like it's that important. I question that shit. Including my own. Always. I just know what I know. I don't know. What do I know? What do you care? I mean, really. There's an old blues song, before you judge me, you better take a look at yourself. Because most judgment is our own judgment. But we got to find a fall guy. Me, I look for the straight guy because that's good stand-up. You want good stand-up, you always got to have a straight guy. You know, it's like Smothers Brothers, or Rowan and Martin, or, you know, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, or whoever, man. There's great teams that represented, you know, the straight guys. And that's what makes good comedy. Just does. Pure, essential beingness. Right here. Fresh from the spout. I milked the cow this morning. And me, I'm a cash cow. I am. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had a real market where we could actually sell our aged urine, you know, openly on the market? That'd be kind of cool, huh? Me, I'm a factory. I mean, like a racehorse or a cow, I could pump that shit all day long. I'd be happy to do it. I'd start guzzling distilled water if I could sell the shit by the gallon. I would just like, okay, now I'm in business. You know, what do you do? I mean, what's your, you know, da da da. Oh, me? I'm a pea manufacturer. Now I sell that shit for big dollars. And the more I age it, the more they want it. What a crazy concept, huh? Maybe it's not that far out at all. I don't know. I think, why not? Oh, you are gonna, like, send pee through the mail? FedEx? UPS? Have you, look at Amazon, look at the shit they ship. Are you shitting me? They'll ship any fucking thing. eBay, anything can be shipped. Are you kidding? Anything can be shipped. Anything can be shipped. Look what goes down the rails and on the trucks that roll around this country. Poison, poison, poison. Petrochemicals, animals on the way to slaughter, you name it. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if we could all be selling RP? What an industry. What a concept. So hold that thought. I'll welcome others to throw their ideas around. I don't think it's that far-fetched, personally. I think it's actually a really healthy idea. Honestly. So, what do you got? I got pee. I know I got pee. I got lots of pee. Yeah, new industrial. See, and you know, Peter, this is the thing, is that... well, and Jacob, you ask a question too. The thing is that there's other applications. It's not so much about people using it themselves or drinking your pee. But if you actually look at the industries, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Let's make no mistake about this. It's a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry harvesting human urine, cow urine, and horse urine in application for cosmetics, medical procedure, and pharmaceuticals. Make no mistake about this, that's the truth. So, how would we create a niche market when it's already being contrived and controlled by the massive corporations in a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry? Well, my thoughts are organic farmers. Because urine is an awesome fertilizer. And the more aged it is, the more condensed it is. It'd be like selling Amway products. A little dab will do ya. Just pour a cap in. You don't need a cup. Same kind of concept. Concentrates. So there would be a value in this idea. Simply stated. And I'd be happy to participate in this development if other people have the notion and ideas to flourish in this notion, in this idea. Why not? You know, it's just exploratory reasoning. Makes perfect sense. Some people have, you know, more marketing experience. They have more manufacturing experience. A lot of people bring a lot of things to the table. I'm actually working right now with a few people that are in different places here in the world, having conversations about upping the game. And I'll just see how that unfolds. And as that unfolds, I'll present more information regarding that. At this point, I'm still having a discourse with the publisher. I'm still waiting for their response again. Now, this has been crazy. You know, I put a lot of money, a lot of people put a lot of money to help make the book happen. Now, I haven't forgotten any of that. I still owe a lot of people books, but, you know, I'm kind of owed some books too. I've paid a lot of money into this. And there's been a bit of a dispute about the files chosen. And they're telling me that the files I sent were the ones they worked with, when actually they weren't. Now, I have to prove that, and I'm doing the best I can. I've gone through several layers, several levels, talked to several people, and I'm waiting patiently for a response. Because, you know what? I'd like to get the oracles on the market. Call it good. Call it good. Get her done. So anybody who wonders whatever happened to your book, well, I'm telling you what happened to the book. It's still kind of sitting in limbo at the publisher because we're having a bit of a dispute about the file. Now you know. But I'm patient. I am a patient mofo. Big time. Let's see. Who's asking about PayPal and members? Hey man, I don't know. I have a PayPal. It's paypal.me/WEEDU. I accept any contributions anybody wants to give. I have a friend that I really respect. We talked the other day. And he wants to send me some money. He's doing some real estate deals. He says, dude, when I close this one deal, I'm going to send you some dough. Because you're a missionary. You're out there putting your neck on the line. You're doing this, you know, at huge risk, you know, living on nothing. He said, you know, from my point of view, I just want to support you because I love what you're doing. And I said, well, thank you. I'm humbled by this. You know, anybody who wants to send me money, I don't say no. I give and give and give. But I also welcomely receive. I don't ever want to break that cycle of generosity, bartering, love. I never want to break that cycle. So anybody who ever wants to make a contribution towards my cause, it's our cause. We're all in this together. I welcome it. I absolutely welcome it. And I thank you. Anybody, everybody, always. I never take this shit for granted. Never take it for granted. So, you want to send money? I welcome it. PayPal.me/WEEDU. Huh, there it is. So, what am I going to do next? Well, I don't know. I never know. You know why? I live in the moment. I certainly have imagination. I do have dreams. So I hold that. I was having a conversation yesterday with a very new friend who I adore. We're having a great conversation. And we were talking about deja vu. Now, most people have this idea about deja vu that basically usually comes from a music reference, Crosby, Stills and Nash, classic song Deja Vu. Now, in that interpretation, it's like kind of left as a mystery, like, wow, I think I've been here before, huh? It's like that. But in my interpretation, it is our imagination being realized. So that what we were imagining, what we were thinking about is actually coming about, and all of a sudden we're in that place that we had imagined, and we recognize, here it is, just as I imagined it. Here it is. That's the way I interpret the deja vu. Be strong in your imagination. Hold your visions close to your heart. Own that shit. Be strong about it. But more importantly, be patient with it. Now, I used to teach goals, goal setting, goal achieving, and I realized that I was setting people up for massive failure. Now, how did I recognize this? Now, I did this for years. Because people would set their goals in such a fashion that they were doomed from the beginning. They were unrealistic. And once they realized that they weren't going to accomplish them, they would turn into the self-sabotage and consider themselves a failure. Now, I have a greater understanding about that. That's why I encourage people to consider vision. Have vision. Hold that thought. Be patient. Trust. Allow. Accept. It's important. It's if you went to a restaurant and ordered a meal. Yeah, say it's a fine restaurant, so it's a big plan. It's a big meal. It's something important to you. Be patient. Because if you start pounding on the table and yelling at the waiter, do you think it's going to come any faster? Do you think the meal's going to be any better? Do you think it's going to actually happen faster? It's same thing. It's the same thing. Hold your visions true to your heart. Have the patience, the acceptance, the allowance, the tolerance to allow them to appear on their own. Lao Tzu, who wrote the I Ching, master of Taoism, in one of his quotes, which there were many, is, do you have the patience to let your mud settle until the water clears and the right action appears on its own? Now, to me, that's a real pearl of wisdom right there. Patience is everything. And if we keep stirring up our mud, we're never going to get the clarity we need in order to see the results that we imagine. Kind of works like that. Now, I just noticed that John Trammell is watching. And I want to thank you, John, for last night, because that was crazy cool. I had such a great time talking with John. Wow, we were running down some great rabbit holes yesterday. He's a brilliant man, and he offers a lot. I encourage people to know who John is and check out his YouTubes and his Facebook and stuff. He's a remarkable man. And I appreciate everything he brought. I didn't watch it until this morning. I was actually watching broadcast this morning, um, and I thought it went well. I really do. I think we covered a lot of territory, so that was a lot of fun. And I love you guys. I do. You know, I really enjoy doing the Saturday morning cartoons because it's very relaxing for me, and just gives me a chance to pause, reflect, you know, share thoughts, you know, just whatever. I only have one intent. Oh, Jack's here. He's going to be my guest in another 2 weeks. I love Jack too, man. Parallel universes. And that is a privilege to me, doing the interviews. It's a real privilege to me to get to know people and, you know, just be able to patter back and forth and share ideas and concepts. Somehow it seems to reveal a lot of things. And I really enjoy that process. I just do. I do enjoy my life. I do. I put a lot into it. Make no mistake. You know, I dedicate a lot of time. But I do it with love. I don't say that to, you know, make you like feel like anything. I'm just telling you. I do it because I love it. I love my life. And I encourage you to look in the mirror and tell yourself about how much you love yourself and how much you love your life. Because we all have the tools we all deserve. And we all just need to relinquish our resistance and trust and allow that we are worthy. We're all worthy. Our lives are a blessing. We're all miracles. Every one of us. So celebrate that shit. Lighten up and have some fun. You know, it's all about having some fun. You know, it's all about having some fun. And I'm doing the best I know how every day, in every way, every moment I breathe. This is why a mantra, it's a beautiful day to be alive. Every day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. And I celebrate every moment in every way. So, with all that being said, I love you all dearly. I really do. I really respect. I really appreciate. I really embrace. It means a lot to me to have so much love out there, coming around, going around. It's awesome. So, I think I've covered everything I want to express on this Saturday morning. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you have too. I thank you for joining me. I will be on Tuesday on the Orin Oracles Live with Elatom Alamin. This guy's been doing breatharian work for like 18 years. And also, he's doing retreats around the world right now on breatharianism and abstinence and celibacy, which is really interesting. We're going to be talking about that. Now, I've been abstinent for like 10 years, you know, with the exception of 2 different occasions, which were just one-shooters. That was over 5 years ago, so I understand abstinence big time. Now, does that mean I don't want to have a relationship? No, that doesn't mean that at all. Not at all. I actually embrace the whole idea of having a relationship. But the thing I've learned, the only thing that makes a relationship works is whether you relate. And in my observation and in my experience, the reason why most relationships don't work, people do not relate. They do not communicate. They compromise. They get involved for variable reasons that are questionable. And then once they're in, their commitment may waver, but their feet are in concrete somehow. They're shackled in. And so rather than bust it up and move forward, they hang on and start developing bitter attitudes, resentment, condensation, sarcasm, argumentives. I know only from my own experience. What other people do is that's their business, but that was my experience. But does that mean that I don't want, well, I'll change that, that I don't imagine having a beautiful experience with another person? No, doesn't mean that at all. But I am selective, very selective, and I'm not going to commit to anyone that isn't in the same frequency, same range, lifestyle, practitionering, attitude, and outlook. Otherwise, I'll just keep doing what I do. Yeah. So, that being said, I'm in relationship with all of you because somehow we relate. Ha ha. And I like that part. So, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go on with my day. But please, 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 love yourself first. Hug yourself. Know that if you cannot unconditionally love yourself, you're never going to be able to unconditionally love anyone else. Start in the home. Clean up the temple. You can't give what you haven't got. And with that being said, boom! Ha! Hey, you've just been loved. Ha ha! Happy Saturday. Bye now.